Morning. How's everybody? Well, not morning, this afternoon. How's everybody doing? I'm working on turnips today. I'll show you. There's what I've got finished. That's a big canning pot. And here's what I got left to peel. Yes, my office is an absolute disaster area. It seems to be the one that gets last. It's the dumping room. Okay, how's everybody doing? Let me just, hi, Kathy Miller. Let me just pop out. And that's the only participant I see besides me because nobody's talking. Well, I guess I am early. All right, let's pop out my chat. Bring it on over here. And put it on live chat, not top chat. How's everybody doing? Well, everybody that's here. Yes, I got Howie. Where'd my peeler go? Where did my peeler go? I just have, there it is. What am I doing here? Hang on a second. I'm just ripping open or cutting open a bag so I can put my peels on it. Good morning, Lori. How's it going? All right. There. Now I can continue to peel. Hey, Billy. How's it going, sweetheart? Are you having a good day today? I got my, as everybody saw in the video this morning, I got my pumpkins canned yesterday, my pumpkins and squash. And the rest is on the dehydrator, so that video hopefully will be edited and up for tomorrow. Today, I'm going to be canning turnips and carrots. So it's another canning day here. I hear you, bone broth. Well, bone broth's really good for you. Hey, Elizabeth, Michelle Stark, Terry White. Make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. My rutabagas this year did better than last because this year I planted them in the rougher soil, not the rich stuff. I put it in the stuff that was half sand, and they really did well. So buying 2 of them at the market, I'm going to have, well, we're going to have Swedes and carrots all winter long because usually when I want a fast supper, I will get something out of the freezer, and then I will grab a can of beans and a box of Miss Vicky's or a package of instant potatoes. But beans, you know, although they're our mainstay, I only like canned 40 pints of them this year, so it's going to be nice to have neeps a couple of times a week. I'm glad you're having a good day, Billy. Hey, Jean, how are you, darling? I got up at 7:30 this morning and drove Briar to work, and then came back home, and Howie was getting up, and I said, I'm going back to bed, and I do not wish to be disturbed until at least noon, because it's Sunday. And although I'm still working, I wanted to take my time of rest, so I did. I laid in bed till almost noon. These all are going to have to be chopped along with the carrots. Let me see. Let me get a couple of these put up here so I don't have to keep bending over and reaching down. Let me get that out of the way. That out of the way. Oops. Yeah, things are a mess in here. Oh, there's another lighter. Hey, Stephen. How are you doing today, sweetheart? All right. Pull a couple of these up here. Just give me a second, folks. Oh, he fell back in. There we go. So how's everybody doing this morning? Are you seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, Terry? Or Steven, sorry, I'm not quite awake yet. Oh, that tea's good though. That tea is good. Um, Good. I'm looking forward to being done, and I'm getting more and more anxious because now it's October and I still haven't done any work on that quilt. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking a week off somewhere as soon as all my canning's done. Not a week off from live streams and stuff, just a week off from forcing myself to do videos so that I can, not forcing myself, I don't force myself. Yeah, I did those two lids on when I was canning the potatoes, and I was like, yes, they sealed. And someone went, well, wait, because in a couple of months they just might unseal. And I went, what? So yesterday I did 10, thinking maybe the 2 was a fluke. They all sealed. And then everyone's like, keep an eye on them. They might unseal. It's like, Jesus, I hope not. So I said it before, but I mean it now. I am not doing any more. I don't have a knife in here. I don't think I do. I'm not doing any more of those Dollar Tree lids unless I absolutely have to. Oh my goodness. See if my scissors will work. I gotta cut a spot out of this. Use what you got. Scissors will work as a knife on turnips. That piece had to come out. So, still have 3 plots left to pick. So, when you show us your kitchen, Stephen, when you show us your kitchen at the end of the day that this is what you got to do, right? Do you mean to tell me you do all that canning and everything that night? Like when you're swamped? But I'm sure the squash and stuff will hold, right? From market to market, won't they? Hey, Joe Mama. How's the quilt going? I'm going to be putting aside 2 weeks this month to actually get it done because I want it to be in the mail for November. So I'm kind of stressing over it because I've still got canning to do, and the canning is just stuff that has to be done. It just has to be done. And our Thanksgiving's this coming weekend. And I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I really don't. My son and daughter-in-law may come up from Peterborough, but they're like, if they do, they're determined to come from Peterborough here in a straight shot without stopping anywhere, except maybe in the bushes to pee somewhere because it's a 4-hour drive, right? But then Howie said my niece may be coming down from Montreal to get her tires changed, and I'm not sure if both of them should be, because Montreal's a red zone, right? So I don't know, right? Nana, Lisa Schroeder, been roughing it a bit. No hydro since 9 a.m. They're working on the lines. Oh dear. Yeah, it's going to be like that a lot this winter. I heard they're not putting out, and they're not supplying any more this year so that they'll have enough for next year. Well, I am hoping that has anybody tried Lehman's? I know they're pricey, but they used to sell them by the sleeve. I'm going to try Uline soon and see if I can't get a sleeve from them, just so I'm not, off the wall next year without anything. Yes, I can. And yes, the squash holds, but some spot out and need to be canned, etc. Yeah, I hear you. All those, the box of squash and pumpkins that Raph brought me were, the butternut was not ripe. And I unfortunately had started to cut it up when I found out it wasn't ripe. And then I did a bunch of those pumpkins and butternut squash, and I got up 12 pints of those. And I have, I think, 8 trays on the dehydrator, because the rest I just cut in half and hollowed out and threw in the oven, because it was like, I gotta get this done. They're sold out. Who Lehman's is? Hey, Carol McKinney. Heated up a pot of water on the wood stove for coffee. Have my phone plugged into my laptop for power. Well, there you go. Butternut has a tendency to... Well, buttercup are my favorite for squash. Like for winter squash, buttercup are my favorite. I think if Howie can get things working with the oven and the burners and stuff, because I told him leave everything until after I'm done canning, but Thanksgiving's next weekend and I've got to roast a turkey. So it means I have to get this stuff done. And he has to fix my stove and put it back where it belongs, because I've got 2 big green Cinderella pumpkins and I'm going to try and make one into a pie. Hey, Seashell, Faisy. Aspasia, how's it going? So, yeah, today is neeps and carrots. Tomorrow is editing. But if those, I'm not going to use any more of those Dollar Tree lids while I still have Bernardin. You know what I mean? And Bernardin is the same as Ball and Kerr. They're all the same company as far as I know. Tattlers seem to be available. Well, yeah, there is that. And I do have some Tattlers. So, but again, I save those for emergencies too. Now, I'm not quite in an emergency yet. And I have 3 boxes of my quart jars left, and they come with lids. So, there you go. God help me, Howie. I asked him to slice my turnips, and he leaves all these bottom chunks on. And oh, I'm glad you're fabulous. Oh, you're wrong emoji. It's lovely to be here. Come on, you gotta laugh, right? Never used the Tattler before. Tattler are easy. You use them like the old-fashioned lids. You put them in the water, like you wash them and rinse them. And I like Heather, the Needy Homesteader's idea of marking them with a Sharpie every time you use them, when you open them or before you put them in, because they only have like 10, the rings only have like 10 years, right? But they're easy. Okay, if they're the old Tattlers, not the Easy Seal, you put them on tight and then you turn them back a quarter turn and put them in your canner. If they're the new ones, you just do them fairly fingertip tight, like, but don't wrench them on. Yarn! How's it going? I have never had squash. Can you believe that? I might buy one to try. What's the best squash to try for the first time? Oh, butternut. Butternut. But if you really, really want to do it right, get a Hubbard squash. Wouldn't you agree, Steve? You get a Hubbard squash and you get your husband to cut it in half with a hatchet if necessary, right? You cut, if they can't sit flat with the cut sides up, then just cut a little tiny bit of the skin off the bottom to give it a flat surface, okay? Put them in a roasting pan, like clean the seeds out really well. Don't leave any stringy stuff in there. And then put them in a roasting pan and put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in each one, depending on the size. If it's a small squash, only 1. 2 tablespoons of butter, for a small squash, 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, salt and pepper, and then mix it all together and then rub it all on the inside, the cut part and the scooped out part, leaving whatever's extra in the bottom. Cover it in tin foil and roast it like that. Nom, 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 nom. Have you used Cushaw squash to make pies? You use it just like pumpkin. What's a Cushaw? What does a Cushaw squash look like? Is it like a Hubbard squash? Hi, Rose. Hey, Furby! Furby in the house. Yeah, I love squash. And I'm going to be making some soon because I'm going to show you, like I've showed you how to use squash in pie, squash powder and pumpkin powder in pies. I haven't showed you how to eat it as just squash. So I'll be doing that sometime soon too because I wanted one for supper last night, but my oven's wonky, right? So while I won't put a pie in it, I will put something that I can hover over, like a cookie sheet full of pumpkins. Never had one on next year's crop list. Okay, well, my favorites are the winter squashes. I'm not fond of acorn. I find they're not as meaty as I would like them to be, but I like Hubbard, butternut, buttercup, and any kind of sweet pie pumpkin. They're green and white striped with a long neck. Huh. I've never seen that. Hey, Carol McKinney. I love butternut squash. I love buttercup squash too. Okay. Those are peels. That's a peel. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to get a good dozen jars at least of turnip and carrot. I've got a 10-pound bag of carrots. And instead, I'm going to see, because I'm not just going to put 1/4 of the jar in carrots. I might do them half and half, just because carrots are mushy. But when you mash them with turnips, they're so good. Okay, you're ready. Yes, I just hurt my hands peeling a piece that big. Why? Because this stuff is precious. I want to make sure I got lots of it. I love sweet turnips. Hey, Sue Bass. How come you had to come in on your other name? I'm here for as long as your internet holds out. Okay, Chaos. Mod Squad. I was forced to eat squash as a child, so I have squash PTSD. Never eat it as an adult now. Well, I mean, I hated parsnips when I was a kid. I love them now. But the ones I tried to grow didn't do well, so I may try again next year. All right, hang on. I got to get some more of these neeps up here on this towel out of my 5-gallon pail. 5-gallon pail, full, almost to the top. Well, okay, I'm going to say 3/4 full with rutabagas. All right, give me this. I'm going to dry my hands here. Yeah, don't share this link. My pumpkins are just starting to come in. Ours, we got a hard frost a couple of weeks ago, so parsnips and carrots. So maybe next year I will plant parsnips and do parsnips and carrots, because I can rutabagas and carrots together. And you you are able to can parsnips. So I love whipped parsnips with butter. It's good. But I don't know how they're going to taste canned. That's always a crapshoot when you've never canned something before. Canning it can change flavor or texture. So be sure you want it that way before you do it. Bev, you need to lighten up your soil. What do you mean I need to lighten up my soil? What do you mean? Because these rutabagas, I wasn't going to plant rutabagas again this year because the bottom half rotted. And so apparently the soil was too rich. So this year I planted them in a bed that had a lot of sand in it, and they did much, much better. But what do you mean by lighten up the soil? Have you ever grown parsnips? Stephen, have you ever grown parsnips? Because I need some help on that front. I've never grown them, and they didn't do well. I'm good at celery. Oh, yes, I wanted to show you that. This is what Sue Bass sent me. And these are the pins. So I'm actually going to take a picture of it at some point and use it for a thumbnail on our Connected Hearts live streams, because they're all hearts, you see? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? I'll put it up there to keep it safe until I have a good place for it. I wish I had planted some parsnips. What do you mean by lighten up the soil, honey? We have to get some soil. I forgot. We have to see if we can get some bagged organic soil for my indoor plants this year. Hey, daydream believer and a homecoming queen. Okay, good. Awesome. Well, some of mine next year are going to get planted, are going to get topped up, but not with the sandy soil I bought this year, just more with some of the other beds, right? Those potato beds are going to get stacked up again, and I'm gonna, my garlic has not arrived. Now, we had our full moon 2 days ago, and now we're into the waning part. So if they come this week, I'm okay to plant them, but it's getting cold at night. It's getting cold. No, they don't taste anything like carrots. They're almost like a softer version of turnip, but sweeter. They're really good. Like I'll do it as soon as I get some more parsnips in. I do a root vegetable medley. It sounds fancy, doesn't it? Root vegetable medley. But what it is it's carrots, potatoes, and parsnips all boiled together. And when the potatoes are soft, when the hardest vegetable is fork tender, you pour them off, you pour the water off, and you let them sit in the strainer steaming to dry their skin, their outer shells a little bit. And then you go whap with about a tablespoon of butter in the bottom of the pot that you just took them out of. Put it back on the burner, get that butter sizzling, and throw some garlic in it, and salt and pepper, and some parsley, and a little bit of chives. And then you just go, you dump the vegetables back in, and you give them a quick saute to get them all coated in the butter and the garlic and stuff. And then you just set them beside a pork chop. Nom, 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 nom. Have to go, gotta stack wood. I know Howie's going to have to do that too. I always plant leeks, parsnips, and carrots in sandy-based soil. I have never had an issue, as you can see, with my leeks and carrots. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to get Howie to restack those potato beds, and I'm not going to plant carrots, but I'm going to plant garlic, and I want to try some turnips, and I want to get some leeks again. So, I mean, I emailed a picture of a cushaw. Okay. Lee's leaving. Oh, right. You have to go stack wood. Mwah! Take care, Lee. Take care. Thank you, Billy. Hey, Sarah Young and Rena Vesey. How's it going? Yes, you're live. You're live, Rena. I'm sitting here peeling neeps, peeling Swedes, peeling rutabagas. I call them turnips. They're labeled as turnips here in Canada. Hi, Ann Lewis. I'm tired. It's been a long haul, but this is the end, I think. Oh. This is the end of the canning of the vegetables. Got the pumpkins and squash done yesterday. So that's going to be a video just showing you both methods in one video, dehydrating and canning. And then I'm canning these today. Oh, hang on, I got to get some more here out of the bucket. Alrighty. Did I miss anything? I'm good, Ann. How are you? Hi, Bev. I made it waiting on Facebook. I have done some canning today. How are you? I'm okay. I was in a lot of pain last night, but will you come off with a peeler? My hubby, I can hear him in the bathroom doing laundry. God bless you. Thank you, Howie. I've been trying to stay on top of it and get vacuuming done, and canning's almost over, and then I'm taking a week off. I might be, you'll get my live streams probably at the quill frame. Okay. As soon as the canning's done. But this weekend coming is Thanksgiving, so I won't be butchering any animals that weekend. So it'll probably be the. Have you heard from Finn, Howard?
No, not since the other day.
Well, if she has another time she can come, like if she's just coming to get you to change your tires and her oil, maybe another weekend would be better, because I'm not sure if Arthur and Mel are going to want to come if Finn's here from Montreal, even though she's been in quarantine.
Just out of quarantine, safer than any of us. Anyway, you can ask them. All right?
Okay. Hey, Leslie, how's it going? Oh, Briar's doing fine. He's at work right now. I took him to work this morning. I'm hoping Howie will drive him home tonight. But if not, I guess I will. Unless his boss says, do you need a ride home? He'll say yes, and then I'm off the hook. Right? With 11 cats, I have to vacuum the whole house at least once a day. Oh, that's a lot of work. I don't have cats. Howie, sweetheart?
No.
Okay. I have a dog. And I have one area rug. And as soon as I vacuum it, Gracie lays down and rubs herself all over it. It's like, oh, you vacuumed it just for me, right? No. I vacuumed it to be clean for about 30 seconds. Hang on a second. Let me just open my chat back up here. Oh, no. Wendy will not be with us for Thanksgiving. No. I don't even think we're allowed to have people outside our own home in. But I'm not sure. Do you have any idea how that's working, Hal? How many people are we allowed right now? Like, we're not in the red yet, right?
No, we can have up to 10 people in 2 different households or something like that.
I thought it was 6.
6 in red.
6 in red?
I think so.
Red is shut down.
Shut down bars and stuff like that. Restaurants. I honestly don't know. You'd have to look it up. I'm tired of talking about it.
Okay.
10 people or 12 people in my home. I will.
Okay. $1,000 a person, fine. That's true. That's true. No, Billy, I've never had turnip greens. Bev, what avatar app did you use? I use Bitmoji. I've never had turnip greens, and I'm not sure if you can eat rutabaga greens because they're not the turnips that you're talking about that I'm aware of. I've never had anything in particular that I've had to cook more than once. And when they tell you to boil it, then stir fry it, it's like too much work for me, so I don't bother. Does that make sense? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm busy doing something else when I'm throwing supper together. Has your red squirrel come back? I don't know, and I don't want to know. Oh, my mouse trap worked. That metal mouse trap, I put peanut butter on it, and then I went and checked it, and they ate the peanut butter, nothing. So last night I was going to get Briar from work, And the mouse trap was somewhere like on the shelf by the boots, and I moved it, and this waft of horrific smell came up. It's like, oh, there's a dead mouse in there. So Howie graciously looked after that while I went to pick up Briar. But so it works. I think though I should put a piece of melted cheese in there, and that way it'll stick. Because what it does is it's a tin box and there's a tunnel, and you wind the tunnel up like a toy, and you put a piece of cheese in there, and when the mouse goes in to get the cheese or the peanut butter, it unwinds, it goes and flips them into the box. Rutabaga greens are edible. They are. I've never had beet tops or anything. The closest I've ever come to that is Swiss chard. I Swiss chard and spinach. I love Swiss chard. Do you boil the turnip greens? There are the tops of the white and purple turnips. I don't, well, I have white globe turnips that I'm going to grow next year. I am going to grow some of these again, because they did better in the sandier soil. They did. So, have you had, but I've found popcorn in my bathroom. So I don't know if that's a mouse that's carrying it there or if it's a squirrel. But my husband just heard your voice coming from my office. He came running to see you. What's his name, Bronwyn? You just boil the turnip greens. They are the top. Oh, you just boil them. Carrot tops are edible. They're more like a parsley. They're more like a parsley. I know that when I gave Mel and Arthur a bunch of my celery babies, they thought they were parsley, and they were using them as parsley. It's like, oh, no, those were celery, right? Hey, Jason! Mwah! How's it going, love? So I think I'm going to put my celery down to 3 beds, but I might not. Because you know what? It's a good thing to barter with, right? Chaos, take no prisoners. I adore you. I hope you're talking to your husband. Not a fan of tops or greens. I like Swiss chard, but to me, it's not something that it's a summertime vegetable. You know what I mean? It's not something you could can that I'm aware of. I know you can can spinach, but ew. Somebody gave me okra seeds. Now these things grow really big. So I might put a back corner bed in and just put like 6 plants in. No, because one of those beds you'd need, one of those beds would actually ideally hold only 1 okra plant. So, Patty, they are no reprieve from me, falling like flies. What, the leaves? So, as soon as I am done peeling these, I've got to peel some carrots. You know, Howie, you could have cut this part off. I adore him too. Okay. Yeah. So Howie turns the pool heater on. I go, what are you putting the pool heater on for? Oh, I don't know, right? And he said, because he has to clean the leaves and he has to clean the pool one last time before we put it away for the winter. And he was afraid he'd fall in if he walked around the edge. So he took the blanket off and he comes in and he goes, Bab, the pool's 75 degrees. And I went, whoa, take my house coat. I get out onto the deck, naked as a jaybird. And I put my foot in. And apparently 75 when it's really hot out isn't the same when it's 60 or 50 degrees outside. Because it did not feel warm. I got my feet. I stepped in and I stepped in and then up to my ankles and I went, ooh, I'm not going in there. I'm out. Right. But no, Bev, field rats falling like flies. Wow. So yeah, I didn't go swimming. I didn't do my last swim of the year. But I might get, if you're lucky, I might get Howie in. Around here with the number on the virus, we're a hot spot now. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Cities are the worst, man, because I mean it's really hard to avoid people. Like Howie and I are just talking. If the kids want to come, they're planning on. If they do come, they're going to drive the whole way without like stopping for coffee or gas or anything else because they don't want to. They want to reduce the risk of contamination, right? Hey, Paula. Yeah. Hey, Lynn Marie, how are you doing, dear? So, we are not in a hot spot, but Montreal, which is like 2.5 hours east of us, is in the red zone, and so is Quebec City. So Quebec's getting. Remember, traditionally by history, epidemics and pandemics, second waves are usually 3 times worse than the first. But the reason it's not going to feel as worse is because the first wave hit the elderly and we were just not medically prepared. Now we're more prepared and people are more aware of what they have to do. Don't be fearful. Most recover quickly. Well, you know what? I smoked for 26 years. I'm 56 years old. And when I smoked, I had chronic bronchitis. If when I get the flu, and no, I will not get a flu shot, but when I get the flu, I'm lucky if it doesn't turn into bronchitis. My kids don't want me anywhere near this stuff, right? But it's not about who will recover and who won't. Who are you willing? When you say this is my theory here. All right. Yeah, Howie's pissed off with, not being able to see people and stuff like that. But who are you willing to risk when you say most recover? Well, what about the 2% that don't? Pick 100 people you know and love and then choose 2 to die. Are you willing to choose 2 people to die in your circle? Absolutely not. So, yeah. So, I mean, hi, Helen. How's it going, sweetheart? You can and freeze greens, but don't they come out slimy? And Howie's not a huge, like, if we eat spinach, it's because I cook it fresh or I put it in something. How's it going, Helen? Yeah. Why don't you get the flu shot? Because for a very large portion of my, from kindergarten to grade 6, I went to a school that was that was constantly exposed to heavy metal exposure. And it's one of the reasons I have fibro and arthritis, and it started really young, and it's one of the reasons I was ADD HD, right? That stuff goes into your bone marrow. It's one of the reasons my teeth are falling out. So I'm not going to take anything, and I don't care how small it is. I'm not going to take a vaccination of anything with any kind of heavy metal in it, like mercury. And I don't care how small the amount is. My body has already been overloaded from heavy metal poisoning, right? And it's only because I live in the middle of nowhere and eat as clean as I possibly can that I am and I smoke marijuana. Those are the reasons I'm functioning. My ex-mother-in-law had it and made it through. Well, I'm glad to hear it. That means there's one less person who will make it through. right? That's one person who made it through. That means somebody else won't. I learned to think like that in when I got recovery from alcoholism. Why? Because every time someone went back out, as hard as it was to watch happen, it meant that the odds were better in my favor that I was going to make it. Going good, Bev. Thanks. Having a lazy day Sunday. Hope you're having a great day too. I'm peeling turnips. And I'm canning turnips and carrots today. So yeah, I the way I look at it is when you say most people will recover, I'm not getting angry. I'm just saying think about it that way. Most people recover. Who are you willing to throw under the bus or throw into the grave? Literally. I'm rethinking the flu shot because there's a correlation to COVID. I have to research it more. I'm not. Hi, Joanne Nelson. Hot child in the city. Hey, Christina. Yeah, so it's like, see, I'm sorry, Howie, but that is not a piece of turnip. That's something that should have been thrown in the garbage. But you know what he said? You gotta, if you want something done specifically, you gotta tell me. I said, Howie, I said, cut them in half, lay the flat sides down and cut them in slices. And I've got chunks. Occasionally I come up with a slice, but I mean, God love them. Boil them with a small amount of water, hog jowls, and seasoning. Oh, hog jowls. They make good bacon, man. Hey, Joanne. So, now what do you say when you say what do you mean when you say you're rethinking it? How am I supposed to peel this? Seriously, dude. What do you mean you're rethinking it? Like, are you rethinking that it's a good idea or you're rethinking it's a bad idea? Right? I don't even want to get tested. I want it to go right over my head. You know what I mean? But like Howie said, my niece who's coming here from Montreal to get her tire, like Howie, she lives in an apartment while she's going to school with a friend. And Howie stores her winter tires here. And stores her tires here. So she's got to come down and get her snow tires put on and her oil changed by Uncle Howie. And he said they've just been in quarantine for 2 weeks because I guess her friend just came. I don't know how they got her there, but her friend just arrived and for school, I guess. And they've just finished their 2 weeks worth of quarantine. So, hi, CM Cronin. How's it going? Maybe not to get it. I just, I got the flu shot once and got so damn sick. My body is contrary. So I don't give it stuff if it doesn't need it, Like my doctor wanted me to get the flu shot because I got bronchitis like every year. But that's when I was smoking. I quit smoking. I've had bronchitis once since. And that's in 12 years. So, hey, Wesley, Mama Cat, how's it going? So, I mean, I'm not telling people, okay, I'm not telling you not to get the flu shot or the pneumonia shot or anything like that. I'm just telling you I won't get it. And I have personal reasons for not getting a flu shot. Like, seriously, dude, how am I supposed to peel this stuff? I get the flu shot now. It's a dead virus. Ask if you can have a modified version. Everyone's different. No. You can also eat kohlrabi leaves. Huh. I'm not medically allowed to get any shots. That's interesting. Why, Sarah? Can you share with us why you're not allowed to get That's no good. That piece is no good. Neither's that one. Neither's that one. I think next time I'll just ask Howie to cut. I think next time I'll just ask him to cut them in half for me so that I can cut them the way I need to because these still have to be chopped. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get all my... How? Could you bring me? Could you? Never mind. All right, that's the last of the rutabagas out of that bucket. Oh, flu shot contains aluminum, formaldehyde, and mercury. All right, I'm not here to pry into other people's business, and I'm not here to tell people what to do. I'm just telling you what I won't do and why. Period. Full stop. Oh, I'm hurting, still managing to get stuff done, planning to buy potatoes today to dehydrate. Well, I've got those instant potatoes from Costco, so I'm not worried about that. I got 18 quarts of potatoes canned, and I still have about 3 pounds left from the garden so that I can we'll eat them fresh. Oh my goodness. If you get COVID, can you get it again? I have no idea. What do I look like? A doctor? No, I don't know, sweetheart. Ow! Ow! I just took a chunk off my baby finger with the peeler. Wow, canning season cannot end soon enough. Excuse me, I gotta go put a Band-Aid on that. It doesn't... I just took like the skin, like a piece. Last one I had years ago, I got a very bad case of the flu that year. Rose, they say you can get again, but not sure how true that is. Seriously, not sure how true that is. I'm sick of the media scaring everyone so much. We know the numbers. We know the numbers are like the flu. We know more about it now. Quit the fear mongering. I'm not fear mongering. I'm just saying, you know, I'm going to do what I can to keep my family safe and myself and my husband. But how you get, but it doesn't mean fear. There's a big difference between fear mongering and common sense. And I stick with the common sense. I don't watch TV. I watch Netflix. Yeah, I know. I gotta go put a Band-Aid on that. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna dump this pail and get me some carrots. Ugh. Ugh. Everybody hear my knees go snap, crackle, and pop? Oh. Ooh, you ever see these? Save these. These are the really good ones. The bread ties. Oh, there's more than one bag in here. I'll be right there. I just got to get my carrots and go pee. Not necessarily in that order. Gracie, what are you barking at? Howie, will you carry this bucket in for me? Darling, thank you. I appreciate you, baby. That's, yeah. We'll wait for Howie. I'll get him to put my Band-Aid on. Yeah, the bucket on the sink. I took a piece off my finger, Daddy. I need your help with a Band-Aid.
I think I'm ready to say fuck it.
Watch your mouth.
Shower. Well, we're on.
We're on live, yeah, right there.
Beep.
Okay, here. Can you help me? I took a chunk off my finger. Am I hurting me, Daddy? Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. There it is. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. Can you grab me a sharp knife, like a paring knife or a small butcher knife? Hi. How's it going? Hey, Sarah Young. Everyone says hi, Howie. Hello. I just got to dump these peels into this bag here so I can start working on my carrots. I'll be at the table later. God, it's still bleeding. See, you're not the only one whose hubby kisses their boo-boos. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So, gotta finish. He's a very good husband. What do you want for supper? Well, that's easy, I think. Hey, Super Hazer, how's it going? Did I miss anybody while I was out of the room? I just don't want to, but it's bleeding right through the Band-Aid. It's an odd spot because when it bends, it just opens, eh? And it's not a closed cut. It's a shaved piece off, so. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's one of those things, It's like I can't can without burning myself. I can't harvest or butcher without cutting myself. It's one of those things. It's just one of those things. My hands get a little more beat up every year. Like, there's the scar. Do you see that white scar? That line on my hand right there? That's that really bad burn I got on the wood stove a couple of years ago. Or was it last year? I don't know. I really don't know. Phone was dead. Hey, that's okay, sweetie. Um, yeah, easy to please on supper. Well, not really. I always thought that I trained him to eat healthier, and I did sort of, but he trained me how to feed him about what he likes and what he doesn't like, right? Every time I ask hubby what he wants for dinner, he replies food. I know. No. Maybe we'll have, it's got to be something that's cooked in the new wave because my stoves aren't back together yet, so. Furby sent you a PM. Furby sent me a PM. On Facebook? Okay, there's a PM for me. I don't see it. I don't see it. So, oh shoot, where's my chat now? It takes me a time to go check things and get back. So, no, I sent Furby a PM. Oh, okay. You mean Fury? Oh, okay. Oh, Furby said, see, you put it in capitals, and I thought it was for me. So, how's your weekend, Super Hazer? I'm okay, been here since start, but doing stuff for tonight's stream and eating and that, this and that. Yeah, I haven't, yeah, I did have breakfast. I had breakfast. I had toast this morning and tea. Bev, did you get the grape pie recipe in the email? Yeah, that's a lot of work to make a grape pie, right? Like, at this point, why bother? Right? But then, you know me, folks. I don't do stuff if I I'm a fast cooker. I like things I can whip together. Sometimes I forget the lowercase. Well, listen, guys. I have work to do. So is it worth it? Well, maybe I will try it sometime. I still haven't given up on planting grapes. It's bleeding right through the Band-Aid. Oh well. I don't have much left here to peel, so. I did see the pie though, but maybe I'll try it next time I get some Concord grapes. I tell you, the smaller they get, the harder they are to peel. But, right, I have a paring knife now, so. And as hubby says, be careful. I mean, how many videos do you see me with, paper towel and duct tape on my thumb? And... Take care, Jean. Oh. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, I'm going to get off. Yeah, I'm going to get off. It's been almost an hour. And I have to wrap up this finger better, and I have to get working on about 7 pounds of carrots. So this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying, for all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual blessing for the planet. That means exactly what it says. This is a plea to the higher power of your understanding. You do you. Just because I choose to call my God or my higher power God or chief or whatever doesn't mean you have to follow my lead. My relationship with him is personal. Him, her, it. My relationship's personal. You do you, right? But don't lose the opportunity to send out a blessing, okay, to the world, because it needs it. It needs more light, and the more light we can shed and share, the less the darkness has to get to us, right? So take the blessings and love and share it in your life. Absolutely, Furby. All right. So for all those who care to, take a nice deep breath. Hey, Chief, it's us. We come together again, knowing that our media is battering at us with negativity and darkness, and we know that there's a lot of people that are afraid. Um, there's a lot of people that are afraid and uncertain and anxious. There's a lot of people out there that are sick. Some people are going to have the flu and get afraid that they have COVID. All these things, God, there's nothing all we can do is look after our own little corner of our planet and use common sense. The rest we got to give to you, God, because there's just too much out there for us to sift through. And your shoulders are bigger than ours. So God, please bless everybody that is faced with anxiety, fear, illness, addiction, abusive family and friends, whatever the case may be. God, please look after those folks. I mean, we have you and we have each other. There's a lot of people out there that need you more. So we're going to lift them up to you, God, and please send the sunshine of your love across the planet. And for those who are willing, honest and open-minded and willingness, maybe they'll feel the light and feel the hope that you give us every single day, that we put our feet on the floor when we get out of bed. So thank you for that, God. Amen. Namaste. Miigwech. Shalom. Merry meet. Blessed be. Peace be with you. Whatever your salutation is, please speak it in confidence and love, knowing that you're being heard, knowing that you're sharing your love and your light, and it's more powerful than the darkness. Okay? So until tomorrow or the next day, tomorrow's kind of my day off. So I know I've been doing daily live streams, but tomorrow I may not. Okay? I don't know. But then I probably will, right? So this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, never eat a wind-fallen apple. Just kidding. Just kidding. Please continue pulsing out your love and your light every day, because it does make a difference. It makes a difference in my life every day, right? Mwah! Take care. God bless. I love you guys.